Hello, Crunchy Mamas. Today we are going to talk about how to eat to ease your allergies with the award-winning certified health coach Renata Esteves, who I'm bringing here to talk to you about so many ways. She has so many tips of how to ease your allergies without having to take so much medicine, or you don't have to suffer that much when you can eat the right foods and ease your allergies. So I know it's changing of the seasons, and some places are already cold, and when we change seasons we get more allergies. Some people get allergies all year round. So I am really excited to talk to Renata because she is an expert on allergies. She has a life story about allergies, so she has tried everything on herself, and she knows what works and she knows what doesn't work for allergies. So I'm excited to know all her health tips, everything that she has to teach us about how to, not suffer during allergy season and just deal with your allergies in a healthy way. Because I personally don't like taking medication for everything. I like to find natural remedies through food, through roots and teas and juices. I know Renata is also a juice expert. She has all these amazing juicing recipes, smoothie recipes. So I am excited to talk to Renata. I'm waiting for her to come in and talk to us about her health coaching tips and tricks and how to ease the allergy season, because that is, I know a lot of people suffer from allergies. So here she is. I am super excited to have Renata Esteves here with us. She is an amazing health coach, and she's also a green beauty expert. Hi, Renata.
Hello, hi.
I'm so happy to have you here. I'm really excited to talk
Thank
to
you.
you. Thank you for
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Me too.
Thank you for coming here and talking about allergies, something that really bothers everybody and most people the whole year round. So I think it's a very important topic. And if you would like to talk a little bit about your credentials, your experience, and then we can go to the questions, because I have a few questions for you about allergies.
Sure, of course. So I am a certified health coach via IIN, the Institute of Integrative Nutrition in New York, and I'm also a clean beauty
Mm-hmm.
expert. And I consider myself a specialist in allergies just simply because I have dealt with them for so long.
Mm,
Unfortunately, I suffered through a lot of allergies, through a lot of allergies throughout my life. And I've been through so many ups and downs. I had to take so much medications in the past, and I figure I finally found some balance in my life in a way that I can avoid medications at all costs, so minimize
mm-hmm.
that to the absolute minimum. Feel great most of the year. Go through spring without feeling like you're going to die for so many
Right,
symptoms, and
right,
that's where we want to be, right? We don't
right.
want to be like suffering so much. And
Not at all.
so that's about that. And there's a lot of things that we can do. I think when people suffer from allergies, I mean, it's such an uncomfortable feeling to have,
It
like,
is.
to be wheezy, to be like with a runny nose, to be
It's terrible.
sneezing, to be have asthma. Like when you have that kind of things and you're not able to breathe properly, it's just so uncomfortable.
It's
And I
so
think
terrible.
the first thing that people think, it's like, oh my gosh, I just want something that gets me out of my misery immediately. And the first
Right,
reaction, it's just to jump into taking a medication, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with. I mean, if you're experiencing such distress, I mean, obviously
right,
you have to take care of yourself, and and obviously, especially if you have asthma, sometimes it's very important to use your inhaler right away. So you can't
right.
forget about that. And conventional medicine does support it in that sense. But there are so many other ways we can do. There's so many other things we can do to support our health in terms of prevention, in terms
Mm,
of support, and actually some things that you can eat and drink that can ease your symptoms a little bit. So even if whether you take
that's
a
good.
medication or not, you may feel less need to take medications as well.
That's wonderful. So then by what you're saying, changing your diet can really help with allergies. Is that correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it's just too simplistic to think that we can just trust a pill to take care of all our
Hmm.
symptoms. And year after year, people keep suffering with symptoms, and we have to realize that if you don't do jump into some kind of prevention and year-round prevention and a holistic approach to it, then you're just going to keep having the same thing over and over again, and nobody wants that, right? So there
Right.
is a way.
So you are going to actually like stay with medication your whole entire life and you're just going to up the dose instead of controlling that symptom when you can do it with eating well or eating or changing your diet to something else, correct? And
Exactly.
so changing your diet is very important. Finding what works for you. We're not talking about going on a diet. We're talking about a lifestyle change. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. And I'm not talking about going on a diet. Of course, some people do benefit if you uh, get the right diagnostics. Some people might be allergic to certain type of foods, and they may be beneficial to avoid certain types of foods. But that's not what we're talking about here. I'm talking about in general
Right.
to have like a holistic, foods diet, mostly plant-based with as much vegetables and fruits and superfoods and
Mm-hmm.
nutrients as we can put in your diet, so that you can actually support your health, support your immune system, and have a reduction of symptoms naturally and gradually.
Right. So you have, I know because I follow your page every day, I look at your stories, and I know that you have these amazing recipes for juices and smoothies. Are those like purposely formulated, like you create the ingredients to help ease a certain allergy? Tell us about these amazing drinks that we see on your page every day.
Okay, well, I love to do them. Like, I'm so passionate about juicing and smoothies because I think it's such a great way to like pack a bunch of nutrients right in the morning on an empty stomach, and then your body just will absorb it right away and goes to your bloodstream. I think it's an incredible way
Right.
to take care of your health. Yet some of them are very purposely uh, directly related to allergies. Some not. Some are
Oh.
just mostly for nutrients. But I do have some secret recipes. Like, for instance, I found out, and then after becoming a health coach and researching some more, I discovered that what was behind it. But I found out, for example, the days that I woke up that I was sneezing, like that in springtime, or those miserable days, I used to make I don't know why, my body just intuitively felt like having watermelon. So I just made like this
Mm.
watermelon juice with lime, and that was lycopene and vitamin C, two things that can actually help
How
reduce the
interesting.
inflammation.
Oh, so when you're
Yes.
going through inflammation, with the what's inside the watermelon? You said the vitamin C, and what is the other one?
No, the lycopene. The lycopene.
Lycopene is
Yeah.
in the watermelon,
Lycopene.
which
Yes.
helps relieve the inflammation. That is so interesting.
We have. Yes, and then I felt so much better after I drank, and I started noticing, wow, that's strange, because why do I feel so much better after that? And then I started researching, and I figured, well, there's a scientific explanation for this. Lycopene
Wow.
does help with allergy symptoms. So you see, and then of course increasing your dose of vitamin C in every level also helps,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. And there's a few things, and then I took it to the next level, and to this magic magic drink. I found out that broccoli sprouts have a very high concentration of this compound called sulforaphane, which is all the cruciferous
Mm.
vegetables have.
Mm-hmm.
So broccoli sprouts, they're very mild. They don't taste like broccoli.
No.
And I discovered that if I threw some of that in that juice, so I know it sounds strange, but watermelon, lime, and some broccoli sprouts, that was
Mm.
like it made my hay fever so much better right away. So I
Look
figured,
at
wow,
that.
this is powerful. So this is powerful.
This is powerful information. If you can juice something right there and then that will ease your allergies and you don't have to take medication because medication, okay, when you need it. But there are so many side effects that are not necessary. If we can ease any symptoms, any allergy symptoms with a juice or your food, like you said, you just put together three ingredients, you juice them, you drink it, and you feel better. Your hay fever is so much better. That's amazing. I'm sure you have
Yeah,
so many more recipes.
yeah, and also I want to add that sometimes it's not just so much about skipping the medication. It's just sometimes that the medication it doesn't cut it for some
Right,
people.
right.
It didn't used to cut it for me. I was so allergic, so reactive
Mm-hmm.
that even taking an antihistaminic every day for through months on
Didn't
summer
work.
or the spring, it wasn't working anymore. Plus, your
Wow.
body gets some kind of, I guess, resistance to it after you've been taking them for so long. So I figured those things kind of help power it. And plus,
Okay.
like for example, if you have a clogged nose, and you're feeling very miserable, very congested.
Mm-hmm.
So you can make like a hot ginger tea, and I use as a base. I cut the ginger or grate it, and then put it on some green tea or
Uh,
nettle leaf tea, which is also a very interesting tea that helps cut down symptoms. And you put that
mm-hmm.
together, and you drink it, and
Oh,
it helps
delicious.
reduce that swelling. It's delicious,
Wow.
and it does help reduce that swelling. So it gives you at least a momentary relief when, even though you already put your nasal spray, you already took your antihistaminic, but you're still not
Not feeling so
feeling
great.
good. And then you take it, and it helps.
That
And
is
then
awesome.
over the time, of course, if you take care of yourself, if you go, you manage to get into a different place in your life where you've go through some detoxification, you
Mm-hmm.
cleaned up your diet, and then you're doing all the things that you can to support your health and your allergy symptoms are better. And then you might get to the point when drinking something like that, you may not have to, you may be able to skip the medication,
That's
which is
that's
where I'm at right now.
amazing. That's amazing, Renata. And we have a question from Maria. So, any recommendations for kids? I'm gonna kind of answer this question for you because I think that if whatever you're telling us to eat or drink is safe for kids, right?
Yes, absolutely. There is nothing that I talk about is something that could, it's absolutely fine. You can give a kid a piece of ginger to chew on. They're not gonna like it so much, but maybe you can give them maybe you can give them a ginger crystal or ginger candy, for
Right,
example,
right.
which is a super concentrated ginger there. It has a little sugar, yes, but it has the goodness of
Of the
and all the
ginger.
compounds of the ginger, and that can help as well. So that could be a creative way to handle kids. That I could see
I
that
will tell you
happening.
something. My daughter, who's 3, she eats ginger since she was very little. And the only thing
Really?
she tells me, she chews on raw organic ginger when, she has a
Wow.
cold or sneezing, and she tells me, "Mommy, it's a little spicy."
I love it. It's so
It's
great that she
so
loves
funny.
it.
She loves it.
Yeah.
But she
Yeah, I
got
think kids,
used
the
to it.
kids,
It burns. It burns me. Like even when I
yeah.
have to take ginger, I'm like, really? Do I have to? I'm like a child, I postpone, but it really works. I love ginger. That's amazing. So, what are some foods that you can eat to prevent these symptoms of allergies?
Okay, so there's lots of foods that we can incorporate into our diet that can help. First of all, purple foods. Purple foods are awesome because they have polyphenols that are called anthocyanins.
Mm-hmm.
So beets. If you follow my page, you see I do a lot of beet juice. So beets, blueberries. I love wild blueberries because I think they're even more nutritious. Any
Uh-huh.
kind of berries, cherries, grapes, all kinds of purple foods are great because they bring this compounds that are anti-inflammatory and antioxidants, so they
Uh-huh.
help. Turmeric is another root that helps a
Love it.
lot,
Yeah.
and it can be used in so many ways. I mean, you can juice it, you can cook with it, you can put it in a soup, you can use the powder form, you can use the actual root. And it has the curcumin is the active ingredient that
Right.
helps alleviate inflammation. It
So
helps
good.
alleviate symptoms as well, and it's so good. It tastes good on so
Yeah.
many things, right?
I
So I
love it.
love that.
I love it. I have a turmeric recipe that I use for pancakes. I love it.
Ooh, I like that. You gotta give me that one.
Yeah, we'll swap some recipes later. So, what are the top allergen foods that people should consider avoiding? Because I know there's, some foods that are more like cause more allergies than others. What are these
Yeah,
top allergen
yeah,
foods?
yeah. So like if we're talking about major in terms of being able to digest, okay, so wheat, corn,
Mm,
soy, dairy, and eggs. Those are the top allergens in general. That doesn't mean that
Okay.
everybody's allergic to it. It means that people that have some kind of allergies might be reactive to that at some point in their lives. So that's
Mm,
something to watch out for and to investigate,
right.
because we can't just because a person may have been eating wheat all their lives and feel like there's no problem, and then
Right.
suddenly start experiencing some symptoms, or even not any digestive symptoms, but like allergies. And then sometimes you remove that and you feel like your allergy symptoms get better.
Right.
So today, aside from celiac disease, which is an actual very serious disease,
Mm-hmm.
there is a whole spectrum of gluten sensitivities and wheat allergies, which are different things. So there's this whole different things that are going on. I mostly due to pesticides, GMO, wheat mostly, and also wheat in itself. It's a protein that has like so it's hard for the body to
Yeah.
digest.
And
So that's
dairy.
something that
Dairy also
dairy.
causes so much mucus and so many things, right?
Yes, because you have to understand when you have an allergic reaction, your body producing histamine and it's producing that mucus to try to get rid of and attack that thing that it's like that is understanding it's a invasion to your body. And then if
Yes.
you have dairy, it's going to increase that mucus. So people that are allergic,
Mm.
it's very advisable to avoid dairy as well. And of course, there's
Wow.
other things that you can do. There's so many other things that you can do. I mean, omega-3s are a great thing that you should get in your diet, especially
Mm.
from plant foods. Like chia seeds are amazing. They
Chia
have so many
seeds.
things.
That's right.
Magnesium, magnesium-rich foods such as avocados, they help relax and reduce the symptoms as well. So,
Mm.
so, so, so when you're feeling something and you're like, you don't just have to suffer, take a medicine and suffer. Just
Yeah.
like try to do those extra steps because they
Right.
do bring an extra layer of comfort and it can really, really help. And over time, I think your body gets more nourished. And the more nourished your body is, and the better your gut health is, the
Right.
better your symptoms are going to be.
That's amazing. So, do you help as a health coach and specialized in helping people with allergies? Do you walk them through this process of eliminating certain foods because there is the elimination diet? How do I know there's a whole process of how you start doing that, how you take care of your clients so that they're not deficient in any other nutrients that they have, because the first thing when you say eliminate, people are already thinking, oh, I'm going to get weak, I'm going to get sick
Yeah,
because
they
yeah,
freak out.
right, they
They
freak out.
freak
So
out.
as a health coach, you follow with them, you follow with them and make sure that they have all the nutrients, you have steps, you probably have the whole process that you go through with them. Is that right?
Okay, first thing, like I just want to mention that as a health coach, it's not the scope of practice to diagnose. So
Mm-hmm.
what I do is that I work with the clients that come to me and say, okay, I have noticed that I have some sensitivities and I'd like to explore that,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to remove some things from my diet. Will you help me adjust my diet? I can do that.
Okay.
And I highly recommend if somebody feels like they have any kind of food sensitivities, I think it's something that should be investigated with a functional doctor and run some
Mm-hmm.
tests just to
Okay.
exclude some serious conditions. So to determine if you don't have any kind of autoimmune disease going on,
Mm-hmm.
any other serious underlying disease, and then based on where the client is, I give every support. I mean, I'm all about all my recipes are gluten free, dairy
Oh,
free,
wow.
mostly grain free as well, because some
Mm-hmm.
people even react to grains because
Grains.
grains they have a genetic component that are similar to grasses, in
Mm-hmm.
which similar to wheat. So some people react to that as well. So most of my recipes are that, and I try to provide them
That's
on my Facebook
amazing.
group, on my blog. Yeah.
That's amazing, Renata. So if you are suffering from allergies, make sure to go to Renata's page. There's a lot of rich, great content there, her website, and DM her, send her a message, and she's amazing. I mean, she's helped me, my
Thank
son with his
you.
allergies, and I trust Renata, and I really recommend her. I think you guys should get to know her work more because it's beautiful what she does. Thank you so much,
Thank,
Renata.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I think I've learned a thing or two over the years, and I'm happy to share and cut corners and help people alleviate those symptoms, and so they don't have to suffer so much.
That's
So I'd like
very
to,
modest. I learned a
yeah.
few things. She's an expert, green beauty expert, certified, award-winning health coach, and allergy expert from her own experience and from also her clients. So amazing. I totally recommend you. Thank you so much, Renata.
Thank you, thank you. Please feel free to go into my profile because I have so many resources there for you. I'd love to invite you guys to join my Facebook group where I can share all these recipes and all my tips and everything. And please feel free to DM me. I will be. I also want to announce that by the end of the year, I'm going to be developing a group coaching program.
Oh, wow.
Totally devoted to allergies and detoxification, and it's going to be incredible. It's going to be
That
amazing.
is incredible. Thank you so much, Renata. Thanks for being here with us.
Thank you. Thank you so
Bye.
much for having me. Bye.